Do I still have lipstick on?
Yep.
Because I ate an apple pie when you were gone. I guess I recorded that, didn't I? Because it's on.
It's on.
This you can edit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all editable. We're just chatting. Well, I'm so happy for us to be doing this. When I think of you often as the history book of our family, as the encyclopedia of our family, and your knowledge is just so deep. So,
Well, I can't always remember everything. Sometimes I need someone to say something that triggers a memory.
a couple months ago, we celebrated your 95th birthday party, and it was a joint birthday party, you turning 95 and your good friend Julie turning 90. And how many people were at that party?
I think there were about 110 people.
Wow. Tell me how it feels to be, and this is really a loaded question, so answer however you would like. How does it feel to be 95?
Unbelievable. I can't sometimes think of 95 and me at the same time.
The world has changed so much since you were my age. I'm 25 right now. And it feels like it's changing even faster today. How do you approach change, having lived through so many periods of history?
You're so right. My lifetime has viewed huge changes in just my one lifetime. We had radio. We did not have television. We had television when I was around. So I think television maybe came when I was 10 or 12 or so. And we weren't among the first people to get it. So when we got it, it was a big deal. Forget the internet. There was no such thing as the internet. No such thing as handless telephones. The telephone was on the wall. And if you were lucky, we didn't have a telephone until I think I was in junior high school or maybe grammar school. I don't know. It was on the wall and you dialed it. In my lifetime, I went from an icebox to a refrigerator. Every day, the iceman came and my mother would buy 15 cents worth of ice. Every day, we got 15 cents worth of ice in an icebox. There was no handless, no cell phone, and definitely no computers. And while I am on an iPad, and some people think I'm great to be on an iPad at 95, let me tell you, it's not so great, but I still manage. At least I could do a Zoom, and I can text, and I can email, which at 95, I guess I should be pretty glad that I can do that, but I don't really understand how it functions, as you well know. Because I always ask you why, and you come and fix it for me. And at this point, I have to leave you because there's so much happening now that's just beginning. It's just beginning. What's going on with these computers that are doing things in space? What's going on with artificial intelligence? It scares me to death because I don't know enough about it, but I can only see the dangers And I wish that there was some way to control the dangers and then and totally enjoy the good things that it has. I mean, I don't know. There is so much that I don't know. They're talking about virtual reality, and they're talking about seeing people when they're not even there. I mean, there's just too much for me to take in. I have to let that go. But I'll tell you, it is scary. And I worry about the generations, my family generations that I'm leaving behind. What, for example, is Eloise going to find in her world? I mean, I'm going beyond my children. I'm going beyond my grandchildren. I'm going to my great grandchildren. So much is new and both exciting and scary at the same time that I just can't handle that. My brain at this point doesn't take that in.
Thank you for being so candid.
You're welcome.
And this will be my last sort of handful of questions for this segment. I'm curious to know, what gets you up every day in the morning? What are you excited about every day? What drives you or is your reason for being?
There's so much I want to do. And when I put my feet on the ground and stand up and this hurts and that hurts and the other hurts, I say to myself, how can I do all the things I want to do? What's wrong with me? And then I start to move. I walk to get to the bathroom, and then I walk to come into the kitchen, and then I walk to get back to get washed and dressed, and I'm moving my legs and my arms, and I'm trying to get it all to work, and then it begins to work a little bit better. And so I can say, okay, what am I going to do today? And I have a calendar, thank God, and my calendar is pretty full. Thank God that I face a day with a motive, right? A motive. And if I can get some of those things done, I'm so happy. And I will say, look, I can plan my schedule. I can do this in the morning, and then I can do this. I do this, and I do this. And that's a full day. And then I start my day, and I do number one and number two, and then my energy has used up, and sometimes I have to leave 3, 4, and 5 some other time because I didn't have it. It's my energy level is limited, but I am able to do 1 and 2. And I am able to drive my car. And I'll tell you, at 95, I realize, as much as I don't want to, that it can't go on much longer. It just can't. I don't see that I am in any way incapacitated for driving. I'm comfortable. I'm so happy driving. I love going. My car runs well. It takes me where I want to go, and it gets me away from the house, which I absolutely love my house. I'm so happy when I come back into my house. I'll say, oh, thank you. I love this house. Thank God I'm here, right? I love all those things, and I'm happy for all the things I've just talked about. But let's face it, my stamina is not the same. And as a result, sometimes when I rest and do nothing, I feel a little lonely, and I put the television on all day, but I really don't want to do that. But I cannot be in utter silence alone. So I need to hear voices, and I need to see people. And then I kind of rebuild my stamina after a rest, and I start to do other things. And it's so wonderful for me to know that my children and grandchildren are coming for dinner. I'm so happy when they come. It's sometimes quite hard, and I need a few days to prepare everything. But I'm so happy when they come and they're happy with what they eat. And I can't remember, Lucci would come, even when he was much younger, when he would come for dinner, Nana, what are you making for dinner? And I would say, I made this, this, and that. And he'd say, oh, that's my favorite. Another time he'd ask me, oh, that's my favorite. Every time I'd say it to him and it would be something different, but it's, oh, my favorite. So it's such a joy to do these things even now for my family.
Wow. Well, I'm so grateful to have you in my life. I love you so much. You're such a wonderful role model, and the joy that it is for you to have us around is vice versa. I mean,
Yeah. And I love the breakfasts. I love being with my grandchildren one-on-one, because a one-on-one relationship is just a little different than when you have people and having a discussion. When it's one-on-one, it's just so nice to really understand each other in a different way. And I love that.
I totally agree, and I'm so happy that we get to do that so frequently. I'm so appreciative that you are having this conversation, and I hope that we'll get to do it again soon. And so thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I'm sorry, I realize I'm talking to you and I'm closing my eyes, but it's because I need my thoughts clear in my head to verbalize them the way I want.
Don't you worry about it for a second. All right, we're going to sign off.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll talk again.
All right, sounds
Bye
good.
now.
Bye.